we have to give Mattel credit for absolutely pumping out these early 2025 singles cases. I mean, here we sit. Just about 2 months into 2025, we've already unboxed the 5th case of singles. Today we're actually kind of going back in time to do the 4th case, obviously that being case R here. They've gotten out the 2-packs case in a timely fashion. All these cases are hitting major markets, US, Australia, hopefully more regions here soon. But I am very pleased with how things are going so far. It does kind of parallel last year though, where they absolutely cruised through cases A, B, C, D, E, and F, and then there was a massive gap until we got case G. Hopefully that doesn't happen this year. Hopefully things are a bit more consistent. But hey, on the bright side, in Malaysia, case T, the 6th case of the year, is being found, and usually that's a pretty good indicator that it will hit Australia, the US, and then more markets very soon. So I'm excited, guys. We're going to unbox singles case R today. Like I said, we already did case S. We're going back in time to do R here because I got them in reverse order, just because that's how crazy fast and furious Mattel is pumping out these cases. But yes, this case is being found at Target and Walmart stores, but keep in mind, Target is getting in the full version of the case, all 24 pieces here. Walmart is getting a reduced version of the case with only 12 cars, and so I'll have the complete contents list for both cases in the description below. But I recommend you get your full cases sealed if you want a full case from GetMeCollecitlbes. I always get questions about where I get these. GetMeCollecitlbes. His links will be in the description below, and email him if you want to get on the list for these sealed cases. You don't have to buy them all, but if you want to be informed when he gets them in, because he doesn't always list them on his eBay store, which will be linked in the description below. Without any further ado, let's get into it. As I always say, this final digit here indicates what the assortment inside the box is. That's case R, okay? 9-5, that's always going to be there. D is indicative of 2025, and then this is just the product code. Made in Thailand, 24 pieces, pretty self-explanatory. Let us dig in. Very excited for this case. Now, I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but you guys probably are familiar that case S, the 5th case of the year, the one that comes after this that I already unboxed, contained the first technically new release of the year, which therefore, you know, by association, by process of elimination, whatever you want to say, means that this case doesn't have a new release per se in it, but it has some phenomenal inclusions, some really nice Cars 1 characters being brought back, and a long time, well, yeah, I mean, missing for a long time, Tokyo Mayor character finally coming back into the limelight. So you're not going to want to skip out on this case. Like I said, there are some pretty nice inclusions, all things considered, that, yeah, I am thrilled to dive into here. I know you can't see the top row, but there isn't a whole lot to see up here, as there usually is. That's always the first row that we tackle. 2 road trip Lightning McQueens off the bat. Exactly what I love to wake up to. I mean, man, just rolling out of bed. Bam! Here's not 1, but 2 road trip Lightning McQueens. This is the variant from 2023 early on. They have not released the original road trip McQueen in quite some time now. But fear not, it's not rare. It was mass produced. On the back here, you see some other case N Cars on the Road releases. These were all in the first case, which was case N, because they didn't reset the alphabet, so it's case N, basically case A, first case of the year. All of these were in that case. Logan Gearsall, Barney Cones, Margaret Moray, Road Trip Mater, Niall Speedcone, and Cave McQueen. Now, I know you guys might have heard me talk about this before, but I was recently in Spain. It was awesome, right? Went to some stores, some department stores that sold cars. Didn't find a single Lightning McQueen, Mater, Cruz, Ramirez, Sally, Fillmore, Doc Hudson, Jackson Storm. So basically all the main characters. The mainest of characters I found was Sheriff, and just one of him. Everything else was kind of obscure. Jessica Carville, Logan Gearsall, Tony Motorfeld was out and about. It was weird, guys. So I understand. Oh, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. 3 road trip Lightning McQueens? Are you kidding me? Okay, the point I was about to make there, I was giving Mattel a little bit of credit, but I think we've already given them too much in this video. I understand why they put so many McQueens, Cruzes, Sallys, whatever in this cases, because they are the most popular characters at the end of the day. They are the main characters, and as I was shown in some regions of the world, Spain being that one, they sell well, and they're gone. Like, this store clearly gotten in like 6 cases, because there were a ton of Logan Gearsalls and Jessica Carvilles there, but not a single McQueen. And that tells me that Mattel does kind of know what it's doing, but 3 road trip McQueens in this case is very, very hard of a pill. Yeah, that's the right thing to say, Mr. Docketer. A hard pill to swallow, especially when this has already been peg warming. It's already been included in some cases. I mean, and usually Mattel never puts 3 of one car in the case. I think they did with GRC Lightning McQueen, but that was a brand new release of him. Brand new release, period. This is not that at all. So that's head scratching. I don't remember reading that off in my case contents list. I really don't. That's news to me. But hey, gotta love a surprise. Here we have Winford Bradford Rutherford, the RPM racer from Cars 1. And as I was talking about before, he's going to be one of the easier to find Piston Cup racers this year. Maybe not quite as easy as Dave Alternators and Billy Oil Changer, but definitely easier than Ernie Gearson and eventually Tank Code and Ryan Shields. He's been released a lot. He's been released as a single in 2022. Then the 2-pack with Dave Alternators, the accessory pack that is, at Walmart, about a year and a half ago. So it's not looking great for WBR here. He's been released a bunch. So, I mean, he's fine. I have a soft spot for an older nostalgic Piston Cup racer like him and Billy, but they are going to start peg warming here soon. Let's go on to this row. This row looks pretty nice. This is a really good row, all things considered here. Hey, look at this. Chris Freightman back for 2025. So, of course, Case G of 2024 introduced 2 brand new Cars on the Road characters, being Chris Freightman and Tony Motorfelt. And unfortunately, Tony not coming back this year as far as I know. Chris Freightman, yes, here he is. First case of the year, Case R. And he looks great. So he doesn't have the new for 2024 yellow circle up there. And the allotment here of cars on the back is different from the allotment he had last year. You have Margaret, Barney, Logan, Niall, and Crypto Buster McQueen. Those are all from Case M. And then Cave McQueen debuted in Case P of this year. So couple differences from the road trip McQueen card back that we just took a look at. Yeah, this is awesome. I mean, he was one of the most popular releases last year. He's in my top 10. He was very hard for me to find. I only think I found one of him, and I had to go all the way down to Texas at an HEB store to do that. So very happy that he's coming back, and yeah, I assume he'll still be pretty rare. Kind of reminds me, there were a couple Cars on the Road releases that debuted in 23, came back in 24, kind of like Randy Mato, and they were like, yeah, they're rare in 2023, and they're rare in 2024. This guy's going to be the same way. He is just one of those characters with the it factor, and he definitely deserves to be. Here we have Donna Pitts back for 2025. She debuted in Case P, so the second case of the year for singles. But it's definitely not her first release from Thailand, as we've talked about before. She's been released now a couple times from Thailand, but I really do like her. I probably will review her at some point here. Probably get her own solo review. I would like to do Jonathan Wrenchworth, who I saw in this case, I think. Maybe I'm tweaking. Actually, yeah, he's at the very bottom. Not going to do them together because they really aren't related. Like, Jonathan is not in the Rust-eze 10. He's in the commercial. So I don't think I will group them together. But yeah, Donna's really nice. Always, again, has a soft spot in my heart because she was released in 2010, a part of the Final Lap collection, which is so iconic at this point. On the back here, you have Dave Alternator, Sally, Billy Oil Changer. Those are going to peg warm like crazy. You have Sheriff and Fillmore, and then Slim Hood, who they misclassified. He's not a Cars 1 release. He's Cars 3. But you guys know that. If you've been watching my videos now, you guys know that for sure. Actually, I probably will open this up because it's on a bad card there at the bottom. Look at that. New videos scheduled on the docket for some point in the future. Here's a mint carded Chuck Armstrong. Haven't seen Chuck in a while. He debuted also in case P. I think there were a couple of him in that case. So this will be a Piston Cup racer above Winford Bradford, Rutherford, and Dave Olchin's Billy Oilchanger, but not as rare as Ernie Gearson, Eugene Carbureski, Ryan Shields. He will be in a couple few cases this year, but being a Mood Springs racer, having the connection to race damage Mood Springs, people love this guy. He is one of the better Piston Cup racers, in my opinion, one of the more iconic ones for sure, even surpassing, I think, some of the more like original ones like a Leakless or Nitro-Weight or RPM or Octane Game. And yeah, having one of him in this case is quite nice. I think originally they were going to have two of him in case S, or maybe it was case Q, and then he got replaced by like two Floyd Mulvihills or something. They've moved him around a little bit because if you guys look at how things actually end up being released compared to my case content reveal videos, things were, quite a bit different for him specifically. This is a really good one. You have Logan Gearsall. Came out in case N of this year, and now you're back. It's just good to have some cars on the road that's not on the road or road trip Lightning McQueen, because if you look in this case, I mean, there was Chris Freightman, but beyond that, I don't see too much cars on the road, and that is still very fresh. I mean, it's only, basically 3 years removed now. We like that show. There's a lot of cool cars in it, so don't completely dry up the well on us. And Logan, extremely rare from his 2024 release. I have never found that except when I was in Spain and found a bunch of them, because one, the case he was in, case Al, did not hit Target stores in the US, and the Walmart version of the case I don't think included him. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but either way, I never found that case at Walmart. The only case I'm really finding at Walmart consistently right now is case K. So I see a lot of GRC Raoul's, some GRC Jacksons, Yakosas, and Margaret Motorway not in that case. And I've seen some case H, but all the cars I've seen at Walmart, like the new ones, mangled. Like the blisters are cracked or shattered. The cards are just so bad. I don't know what happened to them. It's like they've been in the back since July when they were supposed to be out. Now they're finally pulling them out, but at this point they're all mangled from, falling in the box, or I don't know what's going on, but it's tough. Like, I've been so depressed because I want to buy this Jason Road key I found, but the blister is completely shattered. I'm cutting my hand on the pieces of plastic that are poking out. It's weird, guys. Point being, Walmart is in a very dark place right now. Target doing a lot better. So Logan's back. Happy to see him, although he has proven that he is going to be a little bit easier to come by than Barney Cones and Margaret Motorway for sure. I found quite a bit more of 2025 Logan than I have of Barney, and I found more Barney than I have of Margaret. But I found a whole crap ton more of Nile, Cave McQueen, Cryptobuster McQueen. Honestly, not too much Road Trip Mater, though. So, interesting stats there for you, but I think a lot of people are going to be happy to see Logan back. Here we have a Fillmore here. Always happy to see Fillmore. I've said this before. He's such a heavy diecast. You really do feel like you're getting your bang for your buck. And since Target is taking over the reins again, now it always fluctuates every couple years or so, but Target's proving right now to be the best store for Disney cars in the US, because not only do they get the full cases in, they're now getting in the cases consistently, unlike they were the last 2 years. However, that means you have to pay $5 at Target plus tax, whereas at Walmart, you only got to pay $3.72. So it's $1.27 more. Well, it's because it's $4.99 versus $3.72. So $1.27 more. Absolutely absurd. But this one, he is one of the heaviest cars in the single assortment these days. And I think, therefore, he probably is worth, relative to all these other ones, that $4.99 price mark at Target. And there's the card back, same as case N there. Going to update the card back. All right, moving right along here, we have Rust-eze Cruz Ramirez. All right, fine. Not going to complain about it, but certainly not something I love to see in this case. but I see a couple others up there that'll be even a little bit harder for me to accept. I just wish they did a different version of Cruz at this point. Man, Cars 3 looking sad. See, if only they put Slim Hood on the back here, make them all feel a little bit less lonely. I mean, McQueen and Jackson don't want to talk to each other. Plus, Mattel, you want to make it look like you're releasing a good amount of cars from every movie. So if you classified Slim Hood correctly and had 3 on the back here instead of just 2, I think that would be a better overall look, because you got plenty of Cars 1 diecast you could throw on the back. So yeah, bit goofy in my opinion, but there you have Rust-eze Cruz. Oh, speak of Rust-eze, here you have 2 Rust-eze Lightning McQueens. There's been a bunch of him in the cases lately. Not only like previous ones, but I know Case S has at least one of Rust-eze Lightning McQueen. Really nice design. Like, I've always liked this design. I remember when it first came out in kind of late 2017. Was all over it, right? I loved it. Now it's just kind of like, all right, it's our standard version of McQueen from Cars 3 now, because they don't do like Cars 3 McQueen. They don't do Rust-eze Racing Center McQueen. They do Fabulous McQueen every once in a while, but yeah, I mean, I don't know why they have gotten so kind of set in their ways with the versions of McQueen and Cruz, for that matter, that they release. It's like, have some flexibility. Like, 1 year do Fabulous, 1 year do Rust-eze, 1 year do Rust-eze Racing Center, which I think we would all be pretty excited to see back in the mix again. Cardboard flap. Here we go, guys. Look at this beautiful thing. It's a 3rd one now. I've gone Case Q, Case S, Case R. This one looks fantastic. Very mint. We'll definitely put this one on display here next to my other cardboard flaps. Awesome. Oh no, it's bent there. It's a little bent up there. I don't love that, but still probably the highlight of the case for me personally. But hey, this actually looks pretty awesome. I was not expecting this at all, but you have 2 Ernie Gearsons in the case. So that'll definitely help in terms of his findability. I only found a couple of him when Case P first came out at Target and Meijer, and since then haven't found any of them. So either, they haven't restocked any Case Ps, or he is really selling quite well, because it is his first release from Thailand. It's his first release in like 10 years. So kind of a big deal. And yeah, this is awesome. I think it's great that there's 2 in this case. It balances out all the Piston Cup racers, because we know there's been so many Billies and RPMs and Dave alternators and leakless Floyd Mulvihills. There was 2 of in a case here, 2 of the leakless in a case. So this is really good. This is strong. 2 of a more coveted racer in a case makes sense to me. And yeah, I really like Ernie. I think the Thailand variant is quite nice. The color is way more accurate than the Chinese version of him. But on the back, you just have some more Case N releases, which is kind of surprising because he was a Case P debut. But if you want to see it, very strange thing, if you haven't noticed yet, Mattel is refusing to put like Ernie, Floyd. I think Floyd might have appeared on 1 card back, but they definitely are not throwing Ernie Gearson on any of these card backs. I have no idea why, but the only one I found him on was his own, but internationally, right, where they just show you the car that you're holding on the back. So I thought that was kind of interesting, because I would love to see something else than these 6, plus Fillmore. It gets very monotonous over time. It makes these case unboxing videos kind of feel like repetitive, redundant, where we're talking about the same thing so much, but Mattel is just giving us the same thing. Like, Ernie's background should not have looked like this at all. It should have had Chuck Armstrong, Floyd Mulvihill, Claude Scruggs, and Hydraulic Ramon, Flo Tray. That's what should have been on here. Put McQueen. I don't care what the hell else you put on here, but those 5 absolutely should have been on here, because they all debuted in that same case, and they're all from Cars 1. Speaking of Cars 1, here's Cars 1 Lightning McQueen. Not a great card, but don't worry. He'll probably get donated, Wall of Shame, go into storage, maybe get returned to Target. You guys know you can return up to $100 of non-receipted merchandise at Target. You have to present them with your ID, your state ID, and yeah, you're good to go for the year. So can't say I have not utilized or taken advantage of that strategy because I just have so many of these extras and it's always nice. And they just give you like a merchandise card, basically like a Target gift card. I am totally good with that because I certainly do a lot of shopping at Target. So I will absolutely be using it. But yeah, it works out nicely because obviously I don't have a receipt for like a McQueen or a Sally because I'm not buying them at Target. And so yeah, it's awesome. It's a nice little strat every once in a while. Here we have Christina Wheel, and this is one of the highlights of the case. It's her first release from Thailand, which means it's her first release in a very long time. I think the last time we've seen Christina Wheeland was in early 2017. And I think that was that a 2-pack with JW? I believe it was, because they appear next to each other in the movie, just separated by me and Tia. It's almost like they're parents, but probably that's not true. Although it could be. JW? Jay Wheeland? It's possible, guys. Come up with all the fan theories you want, but Mattel has associated these characters closely every time they get released. I mean, they first debuted, I think, in 2015 as singles, okay? Both brand new releases. Then they got that 2-pack release in 2017. And now they both get their first Thailand releases, and they're in the same case. And they were both supposed to be released in 2019 as Thailand variants and were canceled. I have the prototypes here to back it up. Now you guys might be thinking, well, Mr. Docketer, how do we know that's not a prototype for this one? I've had this thing for years. You know what I've also had? This JW prototype from Thailand, as it says there on the base. You can also see, FLL66, that's his product code, 0514, May 14th. So pretty cool stuff, pretty nice lore. I did do a prototype prestige episode on JW back in the day where I talk a little bit more about that whole matter. I have not done one on Christina Wheeland, but it's really cool to think that, can we not do that, Mr. Docketer? Mattel was planning to do these cars and they were going to do them together, as singles, I'm sure, but kind of released in the same realm. And then now, 6 years later, they've uncanceled them and finally given them their time in the spotlight. I will be doing Thailand reviews on Christina and Jay. I'll probably review them together for all of the reasons I just discussed. Christina looks very different from her Chinese version. She looks almost metallic now, like definitely a darker shade of blue, maybe a little bit more purpley as well. But yeah, very excited to get into the weeds with these two iconic Piston Cup race fans, although special ones, because they were not released before 2010 like most of the Piston Cup race fans were. So they're kind of like new era Piston Cup race fans. Let's see what they got on the back here. Okay, I can work with this. Daryl Cartrip, Mario Andretti, Dexter Hoover all came out of case Q, so the case before R. JW, Pick Remember Sarge are in this case. McQueen would sign, came out of case P, but he's also in this case. So I like the grouping there. I think it's pretty much perfect, and I don't really think I would have changed anything. So good job there, Mattel. This one's not a bad card. Will be perfect bait, perfect victim for me to open up for the Thailand review. And yeah, that one might be kind of rare, but it is hitting Target stores right now, so I have hopes I'll be able to find some of her and JW here soon. 2 of GRC Jackson Storm. Oh my goodness, interesting choice, but hey, I'll take it. Again, this was one of the rare 2024 releases. I have found a few at Target, or Walmart rather. Did not find any at Target. And this is a new 2025 release. Technically, you see it doesn't have the new for 2024 yellow circle up there. And the card back here features McQueen, Francesco, Carla, and Jackson himself. Whereas I'm pretty sure the card back for him last time would have had maybe, McQueen, Francesco, Carlos, Shu, and Raul. That might have been the loadout, something along those lines, because Shu and Raul had been released at least with or before him. So yeah, good stuff here. This is a new card variant for those interested. But yeah, I think a lot of people will eat up GRC Jackson. It's a pretty cool version of him. I think he's one of the better GRC racers, just with how much blue that they added to the back of him there. And yeah, putting 2 in the case might be a bit overkill, but I will take 2 of him over a lot of other characters lots of McQueens, Cruzes, lots of, even just regular Jackson Storm. So this is interesting, but I think it's a good choice. Yeah. So just like GRC Raoul of Case S, they are very, very, very similar to their 2024 releases, but card variants, which some of you guys don't care about, but I do, and some people out there definitely do as well. Here we have Mr. Komodo. So yeah, this is a card variant as well from 2024 to 2025. Look at that awesome kind of metallic stock image. I love it. This is a really awesome Thailand variant if you guys haven't gotten a chance to see my review of him. He is gorgeous. The paint is very much so metallic compared to his Chinese release. And yeah, getting to the matter at hand here, though, this guy debuted in Case P, the second case of the year. Now he's back. Yeah, he's been pretty easy to find, I'd say, but still a popular release nonetheless. And hey, I only found, I think, one 2024 version of him, and it was just like 8 days ago at Walmart, and the packaging was absolutely mangled. So take that for what you will, and it means I am happy to see him back. All right, moving along here, what do we have? That is a McQueen. Why are these cards? They're all kind of weaved together oddly. But here we have Lightning McQueen with Rust-eze sign. So we were just kind of talking about him. Came out in Case P. Now he's back. But it was not his first time from Thailand. He's been released now a couple times from Thailand. And I guess really we're just talking about the sign as a Thailand variant, because McQueen himself here is exactly the same as just regular Cars 1 McQueen. Like literally the exact same car, the same vehicle in these packaging. So if you ever see both of these at a store at the same time, buy this one. Do yourself a favor. Opt to buy this one because you get the bonus sign. You're paying the same exact price and you get an extra thing. I mean, it's a no-brainer to me, but I feel like some people might think, oh, he's got a different expression. It's different. Nope. No, he doesn't have a different expression. He should, but it's the exact same. And on the back, some Case N fodder. Nothing we haven't seen a million times already. And yes, Mattel knew to put the best of the best here at the bottom. We'll get Jonathan out of the way here first. He's kind of the black sheep of this bottom row because he was already released in Case P, the second case of the year, but it was not his first Thailand release. He's been released now, just like Donna Pitts, quite a few times from Thailand. I think maybe 2 or 3, which at this point, considering Thailand just started production in 2018, is kind of a lot. I mean, like we were talking about with Acer, he went 10 years without getting a release, and he's a way more of a significant character than Jonathan, than Donna Pitts. You could probably even argue than Otis, and all of them have received now like triple the amount of Thailand releases than him. So just an interesting thought. This one's on a nice shattered blister. So yeah, I'll open him up, do a Thailand review of him at some point over the next 12 months, hopefully sooner than that, but got a lot on the plate here in terms of videos. I'm busy IRL too. This is IRL, but you know what I mean. I'm busy in my work and personal life, but I'm just saying I have other videos that'll take priority. But yeah, him and Donna, you can expect Thailand reviews of at some point because of how mangled these cards are. Hopefully these aren't mangled though, although I probably will be opening up a good amount of these, if not all of them. Pit Crew Sarge. Really should be Pit Crew member Sarge, but we'll let that one slide. Mattel, I understand why you want to shorten it so you don't have to translate it as heftily into these other languages. But this is Pit Crew Sarge's first release from Thailand, so it is quite significant. He was first ever released back in 2010 in the Final Lap collection, like Donna Pitts, like Jonathan Wrenchworth, so a little interesting connection there. But he had received a couple of re-releases since then. I think in 2015 he got released. And yeah, now he's back. It is just Sarge with the little gas can there on his front. Pretty iconic, but definitely not anything too earth-shattering. I actually have a prototype of this Thailand version of him right here, so you'll get to see that if and when I review this version of Sarge. I'm not really in any rush because yeah, it's not yeah, it's okay. It's a Thailand variant of a very minor version of Sarge. But hey, they got the artwork right. The name's close. I'll take it. On a pretty good card, too. Yeah, this is going to be a nice one to see. Nostalgic. Cars 1. Yeah, checks all the boxes. Let's see what they got clicking here on the back. Floyd Mulvihill, Jonathan, Donna Pitts. Yeah, this is strange because this is all Case P stuff now. So I would have thought that the card back would have imitated what we saw in Christina Wheeland. But no, this is all stuff from the second case of the year. Yeah, just very strange. It really should basically be this, but instead of Sarge, it's Christina. Kind of interesting there. All right, moving along here to the final 2 cards. We have JW. We were just talking about this guy. He's on a mint card. That's going to make it tough to open this one. Oh, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I love his artwork because it's so large. It takes up almost all of the space and just looks great. I just wish his like little piston cup antenna wasn't blocked by the Cars logo. Like maybe just do a little reverse horizontal, like rotate him horizontally here so he's looking that way. So then the piston cup thing is actually visible, and then the bed of his piston cup or bed of his pickup truck fits nicely under the Cars logo there. That's what I would have done, but hey, they like when the card, like the artwork faces to, our right here. It's very rare if it's not, so I understand it. But yeah, anywho, first Thailand release for JW based on real life Jay Ward, very involved in the Cars world. He's kind of a Swiss Army knife from what I understand. He's very representative of the Cars franchise at this point. And yeah, looks good. I will review the Thailand version of him at some point. I would like to do him with Christina. Man, this one's on a mint card. And yeah, I mean, if I'm saying I don't really want to do the review of Pick Remember Sarge, reviewing this guy, he's really not that different either. So I don't know. We'll see how I want to go about it. Card back looks great though. Daryl, Mario, Dexter. That's a good wombo combo, little trio there. And you have Christina, Pick Remember Sarge, and the Mater with Sign, who was also debuted in Case Q, so the case before this. Yeah, that's a good assortment. That is perfect for what we need here. Yeah, all right, JW is back. And last but not least is Kyandee. Hell yes. First time being released from Thailand. So that marks the 4th time I've said this in this video. 4th brand new Thailand variant in this case alone. That is a record for this year so far and probably will hold going forward. Not counting like new releases or anything like that, but just straight up, re-releases. Now is new variants though. Kyandee's last release came in 2015, I believe, when they were doing the Walmart Cars Tune series as a single. And she's always been kind of one of the lower tier Tokyo Mayor characters, but a substantial one at that. And, we know Cho is going to be released this year. We know Bye Bye Car is going to be released. And those, I'd say, are a little bit more exciting, especially Bye Bye Car. And, yep, now she joins Komodo on the back. That card, or that stock image, is quite nice. I like how it looks. The mouth looks a little large there, but yeah, it looks good. They look good together. Up next will be Cho, so then you'll have all 3 of them, and then you'll have Bye Bye Car, and that'll be really cool. And yes, I'll be reviewing Kyandee very, very soon here. I actually bought a separate one for the purpose of keeping one in the package and reviewing one promptly. So, bam, GetMeCollecitlbes hooked me up with that. Obviously, as seen in Tokyo Mater, you just have Mr. Tokyo Mayor himself on the front here. I would love if they gave unique artworks to these characters, but they've never done that, so I'm not going to get all upset about it. So guys, who is your favorite car that has just come out of Case R here? I think, most people would say Kyandee is the highlight of the case if you just had to pick one, but these 4 are very close in my opinion. I mean, Sarge, he's a main character, right? So I think he carries some weight there. JW and Christina are, very nice Piston Cup race fans. Always been kind of associated with each other. All 4 of these are new Thailand variants. So let me know what you guys think. Hey, maybe you like Ernie Gearson or GRC Jackson from this video. Would love to hear your thoughts. Actually, Chris Freightman might be the low-key sleeper in this case just because of how awesome he is. He's definitely the best car, full stop in this case. But We'll see you guys next time for another video. Bye now. Whoa, guys, before you go, let me tell you something that will surprise you a little bit because it surprised me. I was very curious when I opened up the case and got those 3 road trip McQueens. It didn't feel right. I didn't remember announcing that in the case reveal video for case R. So I looked back and sure enough, there were only supposed to be 2 road trip McQueens. The other car, a Cave Mater, which would have been awesome. So I looked into it further. It was just a change they made, or did I just get bamboozled? And yeah, I got bamboozled. Every other case R that I've seen and confirmation from people who found it have found Cave Mater. There are only supposed to be 2 road trip McQueens in this case. So I got swindled. It is what it is. Stuff happens like that, but I wanted to clarify it before, it gets taken out of context and, ran with, whereas that's actually not supposed to be that way. So there you guys go. Bye now.